Oh, there you go. Hello, guys. So, one thing I want to do a little story time. Woo. Cheers to you, top of the morning. Okay. Eons ago. Okay. When I was in the midst of baby daddy, baby mama drama. Okay. It wasn't real bad, but it was like toxic, right? I was younger. And this is before I had my first set of twins. So, I'm one kid in at this point. So, me and the baby daddy, he went to go stay with another female. And I was like, deuces, you know what I'm saying? And so I guess he said he wanted her to teach me a lesson. What ended up happening was he ended up doing her exactly how he did me, right? But the problem came into play is, and I moved on with my life. I'm like, whatever, I'm working. The woman, when him and her was together, I would argue with the woman and we'd be going toe to toe. Because this is something I want to tell you that I've learned in my 40th Fabulous. This world is patriarchal ran. It's ran by patriarchy, okay? And so male validation is precious. That's what a lot of the clout is about, okay? It's male validation, all right? It don't matter if they, what their sexual orientation is. Because a lot of the females that come after you, like this said woman, that my baby father, he had a baby with her in between our kids. Yeah, it was that type of situation. It was like, girl, ghetto, like for real. Embarrassing. Okay, after that situation, I've been single for 10 years. I said, let me just take a little break. A long one, and enjoyed it. You understand? So, this girl would call my phone and argue. She had her cousins calling me. She had them calling up to my job where I almost got in trouble. And thank goodness I was a manager. I had some really good workers underneath me. It was like, girl, I got you. I'm going to answer the phone. And they'd be cussing them out and stuff like that on low for me. You know what I mean? Thank God I'm making me a little tea, y'all, because I gave coffee up some years ago. Okay? All right, I gave her coffee and alcohol. Praise the Lord. All right, so let's go ahead and get a little start. Anyways, she would call my phone and bother me. And then when she was pregnant, he left her. The same thing, you know what I'm saying? Me and him broke up, and I got rid of each other. It's that toxic back and forth type of thing. She kept calling me. Now most people say, well, why, girl? The man he ain't with her, he ain't with you. Because you have to be careful when you're dealing with people with personality disorders. You know what I mean? With these men, because what they do is, like attract likes, they draw in women that have personality disorders. And a lot of personality disorders are obsessive in nature. They're very obsessive in nature. And so when it comes to what they call it, matters of the heart, which they don't have one, but when it comes to matters of the heart, more, metaphorically speaking, the women can become more obsessed with you than the male is. I know it's confusing. I've had it happen to me. That girl kept calling me, and I'm like, girl, like I'm not with him. I'm working and stuff like that. I was working like a lot of hours and stuff then. Kept calling. Why do the women get obsessed with you more than the men do? For male validation. And nowadays they call it clout. It's for male validation. It's because they have deep-seated jealousy and they know that the man is still attracted to you. Obviously, if you slept with the man and you dealt when I got baby with the man, absolutely. And so they remember the men, they attract women that's like them, depending on what their mindset is. That's what anybody. You could look at your dating life and see that was your mindset. You could try to have it as much as you want to, but we could look at who you was messing around with to be like, damn, man, you really jealous like that? You nosy like that? You bitter like that? Like, damn. Right? Because when the coochie is good, when the teeth is good, you ain't got to act like that. All right? So, anyways, that's what most people be thinking about. They just never tell you that. So, you're welcome. I just told you what people be thinking when they see you acting a fool like that. So, with this girl, I'm going to have to give her a name. MG. Okay? All right? That girl was, oh, my goodness. And so, we would go back and forth. I argued with that girl back and forth in my younger years that didn't know, like, answered. I would be texting back like, bitch, and all this type of stuff. To the point where I'm like, I don't even want this man no more. And obviously, we ended up getting back together after that, which was very ridiculous. But, and it started all over again, but not really. Like, it kind of switched up a little bit. Her ending wasn't too well. So, anyways, and I don't wish nobody no harm, but you got to keep, you got to leave certain people alone. Let's put it that way. If you know, you know. So, she kept bothering me, kept calling. And so most people get confused as to, like, why is the female more obsessed with me than the male is? Well, I believe that if a female keep bothering you more than 21 days, because the first few weeks you might get a little D, you're a little confused. I give you a little grace because I'm a female. My ex, and she was like, and all of this type of stuff. And you start believing the stuff, and they put a little battery in your back, and they gas you up and make you think that you're better than the last. And it's like, no, okay? But, After 21 days, I started to think that the female want to sleep with you. That's what I think. I think that they're hiding some lesbianic, I don't know if that's a word, some LGBTQ, bi-curious, bisexual tendencies. Because they look at how you dress, they look at how your facial structure is, they'll try to get plastic surgery look like you, they'll try to do their makeup like you, they'll try to talk like you, and then they'll try to learn things about your life, things that they think that you will be ashamed or embarrassed about. Things like your financial status, your relationship status, your parenting, your kids. That's a big one. Oh my God. When I said that girl, she used to tell me she was going to kill me and my son. And it was going to piss all over our grave. Or pop me and my son, and they're going to piss all over our grave. She used to say all sorts of little weird little stuff. Like if she would have her cousins call and say that type of stuff. And when I was younger, it would really get me bent out of shape. And I would always come after my baby. I was arguing with both of them. I would come after my baby. They'd be like, why are you not stopping her? And I got older. Okay, and I started to see he has a pattern of behavior with these women. It wasn't just her he did that with. Okay, he's married now. And he subtly got to do it now. Because, like, I've been away from you for 10 years. Okay? I've been single happily for 10 years. That was traumatized. You know what I'm saying? For 10 years. And he still tried to subtly do it with this wife that he has now. And I'm like, man, I really don't ain't want to be... Right? So I just try to get along with him and the woman. I let the kids talk to them. That's another story for another day. Right? As to why they keep that up. It's because they're still attracted to you. A lot of men don't know how to handle attraction, and women don't either. Like, we have black men, a lot of times they packing. Especially if they dark. Right? And the vitamin D is not vitamin D for some women. It's demon dick for some women. Right? Demon dick make them on demon time, and they get crazy. So that's when they let you know, oh, you can't handle the dick. That's not just physically. That means mentally and spiritually. You giving your penis out to women that's acting like that. And you around, Malcolm X said you could tell the measure of a man by what type of women he surrounds himself by. You around women that are jealousy and angry. And then whatever you're focused on, they become focused on. So if they people that they sleeping with, or if they other baby mamas is still bothering you, because that man is still obsessed with you. And then the women, they don't have their own identity, their own mind, right? They then got penetrated with and then it turned into vitamins for them. They're not like glowing like, girl, got the deep. Girl, they're not glowing like that. They're not in they glow up and they soft girl. He bought me some flowers. They're not satisfied with that man. They are, it was demon dick for them. What's vitamin D for you could be demon dick for other females. And you can see by how they react to it. It's like, girl, relax. Calm down, girl. And so then you'll start seeing, of course, soul ties and whatever that man sleeping and pumping it, all of that obsession up in her, all of that anger up in her, all of that anger. He still wants you up in her. He's still doing that, and she could feel that women ain't dumb. They might end up becoming sexually confused and wanting to, get some too, and then they turn it to hatred. Because why he's still looking at you, and here come the comparison of the body type. Because you have a double chin and I don't. Girl, if double chins and not having one stop men from cheating and wanting to sleep with other women, that's not. And some of them even be older than you. Now, this particular female, she was younger than me. Okay, a little bit younger. She wasn't that much younger. And so she had a beautiful baby in between our babies. And I've had nothing but, oh my God, I forgot to tell. She even took my daughter's name to name her daughter. Everybody who knows me know I love Aaliyah. They know that I wore my hair like Aaliyah all in high school and everything, stuff like that. Like my little... I've always been wearing braids, but I had wear my look, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was doing that back in the day. I used to dress like it, everything, you know what I'm saying? I was like, we was arguing, dumb. You got to be careful when you're talking, because these females take what you're saying in the midst of arguing, and they try to go run and do it. I was like, that's why when we have a daughter, I'm going to give my daughter his initials, and her name's going to be Aaliyah. We was just arguing, just dumb, right? They got pregnant, and even when he left her, she named they baby Aaliyah. His initials, like I said that I was going to do. That's how far it can go. It could go that far. I've been experiencing this for a long time. And that was a situation that was up close and personal with me. They ain't got nothing like that. So you see this little social media stuff, and these people I really don't know, that's like made up. It's like, that's play. Like, girl gone somewhere. I have really dealt with this with someone. I have 3 kids by that I was like tremendously in love with at the time. What I thought my version of love was probably like codependency and, whatever. But, I really thought I was in love. I was young. After I've been 10 years on the break of that dating stuff. I've been still sitting back watching these females Even the thought now, it's even crazier now. The thought of a man being attracted to you can drive these females up a wall. I want her dead. I want her out of here. It's like, girl, relax. Most men are polygamous by nature, and you know he's not a virgin, right? So why do they pick out the one female to keep bothering? Why they don't do that with the others? Like, you know and some of them even know that they sleeping with other women. My baby dad didn't have threesomes and stuff like that with other females. They didn't have threesomes. So you seen him put his pain up that ding up at somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So what are they focused on you for? Jealousy. And then they start getting confused in their sexuality. They want to sleep with you. And then it could turn into a single white female where they want to be you. And they do that to try to psych you out. You know, like, I'm going to do what you do. And I've had one of these females, that one in particular, she didn't stop now. And here's the thing. Girl, I'm trying to listen. And I'm nothing against people that are bi-curious or bisexual or anything like that. I have had my bi-curious days in my 20s, you know what I'm saying? I do consider myself, bisexual. You know what I mean? I know you guys are like, well, you love God and stuff like that, you bisexual. Well, yeah, I am. I'm not a practicing bisexual, but I look at some women and some character, I like personality types that I find attractive. It's not as far as like how these, what they consider the BBL type of thing. I think that's beautiful in its own right. I don't find it attractive myself, like at all. And then I like certain personality types, that bullying and like the one we talking about now, this angering, obsessive type. I'm not attracted to that. And whoever it is, God bless you. That's more to you. Some people think a lot of that drama keeps the relationship spicy. I think it adds health problems because we all in our 40s and stuff now. Like what I'm talking about, I was like in my 20s and stuff. So I'm damn sure ain't about to do that stuff now in no 40s. Over no dick. You know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, especially when I can see, I've dealt with something like that before, and I can see, like, are you attracted to me? Or, I think you are. Right? Because, it's very masculine to be quiet in the midst of a female, or just to walk away from them. So, again, Malcolm X said, you could tell the measure of a man by the type of women he surrounds himself by. You got a man surrounding himself by gossipy, nasty women. And I used to be confused as to why my baby father was so masculine and so, had this bravado, almost chauvinistic with me, like misogynistic. But then he would get around this female he had this baby by and be kind of bitchy. And it's even confusing now with this wife he got. I'm like, so it does matter the type of woman a man is with. I'm not blaming it on the woman. I'm not toxic like that. And of course, I would cuss my baby father out too. Like, why are you not saying anything? But now I know that feeds a certain part of that man's ego. They feel like this person is a ride or die. They go in the back for me because they're upset that I put my dick in another woman and they're going to harass her. Like, for them, that's what they really think. They think that's power. They think that, or it is power when you look at it. I don't want no smoke with nobody, right? Baby daddy, we cool now a little bit. They look at it as power, but instead of wielding their power to help that woman get some act right and to use their dick as like vitamin D instead of like demon dick, they making the woman worse and worse. The woman has regressed back to where you're like in the 6th grade again. So that's why people be like, well, you acting childish. They begin to what? Again, for male validation. They do it for male validation. Everybody do stuff for male validation. I love, but I want a certain type of male. I don't want every man validate. Because I ain't made for everybody and I'm cool with that, right? And I have a work of knowledge when I'm talking to somebody, they're going to be attracted to other people. They've had sex with other people before. They might still look at their pictures and be attracted to them now. Are you secure yourself as a woman in your connection? They're not secure in their connection. That's why they copy you. They're not secure in their connection. That's why the women will become more obsessed with you than the man is. After a while, men is going to be men. Men going to men. They ain't, well, okay, whatever, girl. They might still think of the hit it. I still hit it. After they, depending on if they got personality disorder or not, they might want to humiliate you or whatever afterward and ghost you or block you, right? Something like that, make you feel low. Depending on what it is, they'll still hit it. But they might even be sleeping with somebody completely different that this female don't know about because she all up watching what you thought she was cute, you thought that was cute. And they feel like they have to dox you and find out stuff about you to try to call themselves humiliating you over a dick. Girl, like their whole life turned into for the dick challenge. Right? Like, if you're going to be Riri for the dick, like, if you're going to be Riri for the dick, be Riri like radio, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. Like, girl. Like, I like to see females like that a little bit. I know how it is. Like, girl, he didn't put it on you, girl. Because they're happy. Like, radio, like, be water boy for the, like, you know what I mean? If you're going to be dumb, like, you're going to be like that for your man. And make sure he put a ring on it. He loves you and he's showing you off. Don't be like Riri where you acting crazy and paying attention to another female more than you paying attention to your, again, I said be your man's disciple, not mine. Now, these is lessons from a 40-year-old auntie. I'm talking about when I was young. I used to argue with women. Now I just be looking at them just, girl, please. It's not that serious. Because now I know a man that surrounds himself with females like that, girl, even if you are attracted to me, girl, we would never be sister wives. Like, you keep up too much drama. And you too jealous. I can't trust you to watch me. You know, sister wives and polygamy is about community. Like they say he got community dick. Yeah, that community dick is for us. It's for us, sister wife, right? And that type of lifestyle. So I got to be able to trust you and vibe with you as well and like your personality. We have to gel. Because we should be working together for the household and stuff. These women don't have, these ain't no sister wives type of woman, right? These are jealous women that are very possessive over these men. And dare I say, it's not really particularly the man, it's the principle for them. It's more about the principle than it is the penis. And their principle is poisonous. You know, it's a poisonous principle. Because I look better than you. See this plastic surgery? And that's fine. You can get plastic surgery if you want to. What I'm saying is, they do it with the intention to be hateful and nasty. And if the dick that good, you should be glowing up on them. Humming the sing. You shouldn't be like, you know? So my baby daddy, that dark skinned peen, I obviously it was good. I had 3 kids by the man. This female had 1 child by him. And to tell you about confused sexuality, and there's nothing wrong. I ain't shaming nobody. I'm just saying you can look and kind of see where this is coming from. That female after him, because he did her, she ended up getting with a female and got married to a woman. And then broke up with her and got with a man after that. So a lot of the women, especially if it comes like depending on their background and you know where they're from, the African American community or whatever, you know, urban city and stuff like that. It don't matter where you're from. If you could be from upper class. And a lot of times people have something against LGBTQ. They can't openly say, like I can say, I've been bi-curious in my past and then I have like bisexual tendencies. They can't say that. I'm not practicing, but I have them. I just have to acknowledge it and I'm not ashamed of it. It's what it is, right? You say I need deliverance, pray for a sister. It's just, I look at some females and I think that they're attractive. More like yogi type of, hippie, cooking, vegan or vegetarian, cooking good food type of females. Those are the type of females that I particularly would like. I'm not really into, like I said, the loud mouths, the ones that keep up drama, that kind of get on my nerves, you know what I mean? And to each his own. But I'm just saying, if they can't say that, they get out their sexual frustration or their confusion as to why they're attracted to you by bullying you. Like back in the day where they would say, oh, he bullying you because he like you, even though it could go crazy, which is why you got to be careful, which is why I don't argue back. Okay, I found that out. That woman was great, girl. She was calling to my job, and I kept saying, like, how did you find out where I worked? And this was back in the day. We talking about like 20 what? Before I had my daughters, it was 2014. No, I had my daughters in 2014. 2013, 2012, 2013. This is how long ago I'm talking about. So this is before like doxing and the internet was sophisticated, but people wasn't using it like that. You know what I'm saying? She had found him. I mean, maybe she, and again, the men would leak information to them, but maybe she found out through him. But now that I'm thinking about it, she had found out where I worked at. Because I hadn't talked to the man at one time in like 14 months. We went a long time. I'm like, whatever. And so I guess they was going through. She kept calling. I know he over there with you. This crazy. And called him to my job. So I started seeing how, I had never experienced that before. And when I started seeing how serious this female was going, I was like, okay. And so then for me, it made me lose interest completely a little bit for the baby. Because obviously he came back. They talking. And I was young. But it can make you lose attraction to the male. Because it's like, that's who you attract and that's what you're okay with? Like, dog, that's a lot of drama. You don't know how to have no peace. You don't know how to just have sex with the people, man. That's all you doing is having sex. Or going out having a good time and moving on with your life. Why does it have to be all of this? Especially if I'm not showing any threat or I'm not bothering. Right. So those are things the females will start attack. And the men like them to attack that. Your marital status, your body image, your financial status, your parenting, your kids is a big one. They try to attack your kids and they try to dox your kids, which is terrible because if they got their own kids, or be careful if their kids have kids, if you're close to being, because your kids are teenagers, they can have babies. And you can have grandkids. You don't know whatever. So you have to be careful with that. They don't think like that, though. They don't have foresight. Because they don't have empathy. You understand? What else do they attack? Your creativity, your hobbies, your job, your career. They'll attack any of that. And they'll even be with that man and try to sleep with other men that you with. Because I was in between my baby father. I didn't sleep with this guy, but this guy was really fun. He was trying to get me out of a rut because I was like, oh, my baby daddy. And I was like really like crazy in love. Like at the time, like really toxic, crazy, like Krishan type stuff, like really, really crazy. And this guy was like, I'm going to take you out to a Thai restaurant. He was trying to take me out and we would have a good time. And so I was telling her, arguing, talking too much. That's why I'm talking to another man. I don't even want to be, and I really didn't want to be bothered with him at that time. And here she comes. And I'm going to take that man too. Now looking back on it at the time, I was like, and of course we arguing. But at the time, I was confused. Now, I'm thinking, so if, again, it's not about the man. The men think it is. Because I'm a woman, I know. They think it's so much about them. Like, yeah, this dick is so good. Mm-mm. If you have a female that's trying to pay attention to who I'm talking to next and want to cock block that or think they're going to take them, why do you keep wanting to sleep with who I sleep with? I thought you was in love with that man and you was letting him know you was a ride or die in a crazy, toxic, psychotic, stalkerish, obsessive type of way. It's because they want to sleep with you. It's like if you had a man that kept trying to go behind this nigga and sleeping with everybody he was sleeping with. After a while, you'll not only think he obsessed with that man, that he might be a secret hater, that was once an admirer. You start thinking, I wonder if you want to sleep with that. You want to know what the dick feel like. Because why is you all up? Right? So when you know that a lot of times their ignorance towards you, it's just they're confusing their sexuality. And they'll never be able to tell you that. They might want to lick your ass. They might want to do something to you. In the positive and the negative way, because it could go crazy. So don't be out here arguing with these females, young ladies. I'm telling you, I did that before. It's not worth it. You be thinking it's cute and stuff. These women are unhinged. Okay? And the men got the authority again to stop them because they know the women doing it for their validation. Right? And that's part of the reason. And the other part I told you is because they confusing their identity. But they're not going to stop them because it makes them feel good. And they'll tell you, get out your feelings. But you doing all of this because it make you feel good. So that was another reason why people would say, I would never consider being with my baby father. First of all, he's married and I'm happy. He was trying to flirt the other day and I was like, I gave the phone back to the kids. I don't even consider you like no. When I see that you let females rip around around, that's too much stress. You bringing that stress to my house. You know what I mean? Calling my phone, calling my job. And then talk about our son. You didn't check her about that. When I started seeing the levels of disrespect, they was okay. And you'll watch. They'll also cover females like that. They won't tell you them females' business. They'll tell you, don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how they are on the inside. How they are with you, the type of female you are, is how they wish they want to be. Or they want to grow into, but they never have the balls to do it. So they real masculine with you. Yeah, what I say, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like really masculine, like, nah, I'm the man of the house. They really like ache with you, right? But you notice when they get around these females, they turn this like little bitchy, like like laughing. He used to be laughing. She used to be saying stuff about my son. He used to be laughing. She said stuff about me, calling up to my job, irritating me. So it's almost like a shapeshifter, like Two-Faced. Like, why did you? Because really, you got to look at it. That's really how the person is. What they're supporting and what they're covering, like what they're respecting and minimalizing, like, oh, I ain't that bad. That's what they really are like. And you don't want to see it, right? So once you see that, they say mask off. Once you see that, they had a mask of masculinity with you. And you just was in love with the potential, like, oh, this man could really be. They don't want to be like that. They want to be bitchy, like jealous little women. That's attracted to you sexually. Can't handle it and want to sleep with you. But then want to humiliate you afterwards, right? That's how my baby father was. So if I see any of that pattern, because now we got the social media age, right? And I ain't dated nobody in 10 years, so I damn sure, when these females act like that towards me, I be just be looking at them like, ma'am, I've never even, I really know it's the Lulu. Like, I really know you really the Lulu out here. And so now that's what you get be careful on social media. People will get obsessed with your image. They'll get obsessed with how you look. I gotta see. She ain't happy like that all the time. What you smiling? And they could drive themselves crazy over the dick. Don't let no dick drive you crazy. If you're going to be dick dumb, if you're going to be a little reebie for the dick, you know what I'm saying? Let it be some good dick. The man is working hard. He taking care of you and stuff. You just like, girl, I'm about to make him a different meal 4-5 times a week. Right? How people will call you dumb. I think that's beautiful. But you know what I mean? Be dumb like that. Like, girl, I be twerking every time I see him. Like, he just got off work. Of course, appropriate, not in front of the kids, right? People like, girl, you acting great. That's kind of cute. Not like, I want to know what his ex is like. That type of stuff. Like, you might need to consider another dick. Or you might need to consider just coming out the closet and say you attracted to women. Because out of all of the women this man is screwed, right? I used to be thinking this was my baby daddy. This man is screwed all these women. This man had threesomes and stuff with you. right? Which is cool. That's your lifestyle. I ain't judging. I'm just saying, you've seen him sleep with other women. You just slept with other women with him. Whereas you focusing on me is because they know, and it just drives them crazy that man is attracted to you. So they'll start tearing things down that they think a man will be attracted to in you. That's their strategy. And has that helped anybody make a dick stay want to be with you or stay loyal to you, or you show your loyalty? You don't show your loyalty by tearing me down and lying on me. You show your loyalty about y'all connection. That cock and that coochie, that's y'all connection. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So young ladies, don't do it, okay? Long time ago in 2012, 2013, I dealt with that same situation. It ain't working. Okay? They confusing their sexuality. They want a licky. They attracted to you, but they hate you. And then they fighting for that male validation, which we all want. I want it too. I love male validation. I love a man to say you did a good job. I love a little kiss. I love forehead kisses. I love cheek kisses. I love a neck kiss, a little hickey, I love a grabbing of the ass. I love PDA. I love, words of encouragement, words of affirmation, gift giving, time, walking hands in the park. I love that, little rub on my head. I love that type of stuff. Rub on my back, baby, you okay? Did you eat? You want something? I love, nurturing the men. We nurturing each other. I love that. I love all of that. I love thinking of that. I love that, too. I just want it from a certain type of person that's not bringing no drama. That's it. I like peaceful penis. I told y'all that. I'm going to keep saying that. That perilous penis, I'm okay. I learned my lesson. Okay? Love my babies. But the consequences is that I've been single. I almost turned into an old maid for the past 10 years dealing with that. That's not. You understand? Be careful. Have fun. Date. But kind of watch. You know what I mean? And then be safe. Okay? Peace.